This is like a dream come true. Never gotten to captain a ship before. Never would have thought I'd get a chance like this. Thank you, y'all.
The pleasure's all ours. Think we'll catch up to her?
Of course we will. They got too much weight on them. Meanwhile, this ship's carrying nothing but us salty scalawags. They got a good head start on us, but we can take them.
Do you know if there are any Danans on that ship?
Couldn't say for sure. On the one hand, seeing as it's supposed to be something of another castle, I'd reckon they probably wouldn't let a bunch of Danans on board. On the other hand, I'd be real surprised if the Renans were able to pilot that thing all by themselves. In any case, it's gonna be a while before we reach her. Until then, you're all free to do whatever. Just don't fall in the ocean.
I know Mahavar said we could take it easy, but there's not exactly a lot to do on this boat. I guess I'll check in on everyone and see how they're holding up. Hold that pose long enough and someone might just come along and paint you.
Any artist who'd see fit to paint me needs their eyes tested.
What can you tell me about Almadria?
Not as much as you'd probably wish. I only ended up crossing paths with her a handful of times, after I was chosen to be a lord on Lenegus.
Ah, right. I almost forgot about Lenegus. How much do you think they know about what's been going on down here?
It's safe to assume they know everything, though I know not why they choose to remain uninvolved. Perhaps they see what's been happening as just part of the ongoing crown contest.
Even what Almadria did? Has it really reached the point where her actions are seen as normal?
Not to my knowledge, no. At its core, the crown contest is a competition to see who can amass the most astral energy. And to amass such energy, slaves are needed to collect it from. It's therefore against the Lord's interest to kill them.
So then why would Almadria do something like that?
We must remember that time is running out in the crown contest. Perhaps her hand was forced, so to speak. It is a way to accrue astral energy faster and in larger quantities than through slave labor. Doing so kills off that labor force, obviously, but it is a means to an end nonetheless. No one could have foreseen that something like the Hollowing would arise back when the contest was first conceived.
Is becoming the Sovereign of Rena really that important to the Lords?
Of course. It's the greatest prize one can attain in their eyes. In that respect, at least, I'm really not that surprised that Almadria resorted to what she did, as utterly despicable as it is.
It's reassuring to hear you feel the same way I do.
I worry that the only reason I never did anything similar in Menancia was due to my lack of ambition.
If you didn't want to be reminded of your past, you could have just plugged your ears.
You think too highly of me. I'm afraid I must respectfully disagree. I'm not nearly as virtuous of a person as you might wish to believe.
If that's so, would you have been so shaken up when Kisara lost her brother? Why else would you turn your back on your own kind and choose to fight for Miguel's dream? Aren't we just Danans?
A curious choice of words. Did what you see in Mahag Sar hit you that hard?
What Deadheim did to that city, he didn't liberate anyone. Anyone who refused to follow him was an enemy in his eyes. 300 years of Renan rule taught him nothing.
What I have come to understand is that the conflict extends beyond Danan versus Renan. There is an internal quarrel as well. I mean to bring about a true, lasting coexistence in Menancia. But there are more walls we must topple first.
And you don't think you can pull it off?
Well, you seem to think you can, at least.
Does that make us enemies?
Insofar as an exchange of swordplay, no, it doesn't.
Not good enough for you?
Are you really... Forgive me. I will continue to fight by your side a while longer. That much I have decided.
You don't look so good. Are you all right?
The floor. It keeps moving. How can you stand it? How can you even stand?
I'm not the best person to ask about discomfort. I can't feel pain, remember?
I still can't believe what happened in Niez. Even now. As a lord, my expectations for Almeidrea were already pretty low. But the way she treated human lives like they're mere playthings.
Yeah. And it wasn't as if the situation in Niez was improving much to begin with.
You mean Deadheim?
The whole reason I started fighting back was because of my anger at the atrocities of Renan rule. Back then, all I had to worry about was fighting the Renans for the sake of the Danans. But then I met Shion and the people of Menancia, and things became a lot more complicated. It's even messier now that we have to worry about Danans like Deadheim.
It used to be that the Danans were the ones in the right, and the Renans were the ones in the wrong. Though, maybe that was just a biased perspective from being on the side of the oppressed.
Exactly. I'll never tolerate the Renans ruling over us. But nothing ever ends up being as black and white as you'd expect it to be either. That's clear to me now.
That said, even putting aside bad apples like Deadheim for a moment, you may be able to free the Danan people, but that won't undo 300 years of oppression. It'll be hard for them to not give in to their resentment. I think maybe that's why I clung to our dream so hard back in Menancia.
Even if his motivations weren't pure, Dohalim has a good heart. He didn't sink to the depths Almeidrea did.
You don't understand. I'm saying that it goes deeper than that. This hierarchy we live in, it's not solely something the Renans invented. I remember a story Rinwell once told me. She said before the Renans invaded, we Danans had our own class system. We are the ones who divided ourselves. I saw it in Deadheim's eyes. He wanted to rule over others.
To hear Bayfont tell it, Deadheim wasn't always that way.
But as time went on, and he and the Darkwings fought the Renans, he eventually changed. I guess what I'm getting at is, if we defeat the Renans but just go back to the way things were before, was there even any point in fighting?
But that world isn't the one you want to create, right?
Maybe not. But to tell you the truth, these days I'm not so sure that dream is even possible.
You have your promise to Miguel, though. Your home and the people of Menancia are depending on you.
I know. My brother. He truly believed in his dream of coexistence. And I suppose, even now, many people still do. And then, there's you.
Who, me?
You and Shion.
Not sure I follow.
Okay, then let me spell it out for you. How many other Renans and Danans do you know that get on as spectacularly as the two of you?
I don't know that I'd say spectacularly.
Well, I suppose it's really all a matter of how you look at it, isn't it?
I really don't see what you're getting.
I think I'm getting seasick again. Sorry. Can you just give me a wide berth for a few minutes?
Do you think Law is okay?
If you're worried, why don't you ask him yourself?
Yeah. I think maybe I should apologize to him too. I should apologize to all of you, really.
Us too?
Well, I was kinda lying to you all this whole time. I was blind to everything except my own revenge. I never even considered the struggles all of you might be facing.
We all have things we'd prefer to keep to ourselves, Rinwell. So what if you had something to hide? It doesn't undo the good that you've done, or the people that you've helped save along the way.
But that's not what I mean.
I know. You're talking about Almeidrea, right?
Yeah. I hate her, Alphen. I can't stop hating her. Even just thinking about her makes my head feel like it's going to explode. But it's not just her. I think about the way Law looked at me. I hated the Lord who killed my parents. And I hated the Renans I had to travel alongside. And yet, Cyslodia's Danans backstab each other like it's a normal way of life. And Mahag Sar has people like Deadeye. But then there are people like Law and Shion. It's all just too much. I don't know what to think anymore.
Law never said that you had to forgive Almeidrea. It's only natural you would hate your family's murderer. But
what?
Law left home because of how much he hated his father. As a result of that, well, I think Law spent a lot of time thinking about how they never got to make things right. And if I had to guess, killing Ganabel didn't make any of those feelings go away. Law let revenge fuel him, and I think now he's afraid you'll do something you'll regret.
Afraid?
Whatever happens to Almeidrea when this is all over is up to you. I'll respect whatever choice you make. Just think it over carefully for me, okay? You still have time.
Okay. Thanks, Alphen. Say, back then, after the fight, I think I really made Shion mad. I don't know, though. Maybe it just looked that way. But I guess I just can't seem to understand how she feels. Do you know why she gets like that?
Shion's... She can be a tough nut to crack. She doesn't really talk a whole lot about herself.
It's just what she said about hate being a source of strength. Where did that come from? I wonder how it feels, not being able to hold another person's hand.
Lean much further, you'll go overboard. Keeping an eye out for Almeidrea's ship?
I'm looking at the ocean.
The ocean?
Yeah. The waves. They help me think. This world is filled with natural wonders. The icy air and white peaks of Cyslodia, the lush green glades of Menancia, the harsh wastes of Calaglia. But Menancia has its Lake of Death, and Nias its ruins. And they wouldn't be there if it weren't for that contest.
Say we actually manage to put a stop to the crown contest for good. What do you think will happen between the Danans and the Renans then?
You first.
Well, I want to believe that the coexistence we saw in Menancia can happen elsewhere, too. It's insane for all of us to keep fighting. If Menancia can do it, so can everyone else.
Yeah, I think that would be good too. A world where everyone can get along. At least, that's what I've come to believe.
You sure have changed.
I can't lie to you. Since I was young, I've looked down on the Danans too. but I've seen a lot. And I see things differently now. I've seen so many ugly and terrible things in this world. And yet, they didn't come from just the Danans. And the good things, too. They didn't come from just the Renans. Kindness and cruelty exist on both sides. A person's race doesn't factor into it. So, I guess you're right after all, Alphen. I have changed. You know, I've never actually touched another person like this.
Shion.
Ever since I was on Lenegis, I've always been alone. Even after I came to Dana. Always.
And now?
Do you still not remember your past?
No. Sometimes it feels like I can almost remember. But then this mask stops me.
The mask keeps you from remembering why you have the mask in the first place. It's a little ironic, isn't it?
A little. Well, it won't be long now before you're rid of those thorns, you know? Only 2 lords remain. And once you have their master course, you'll be able to create the Renis Alma, right? Then you can... Shion?
Sorry, it's nothing. Promise. You're right, though. It'll all be over soon. I never could have made it this far on my own. I have everyone to thank for that. Including... especially you, Alphen.
Don't worry about it. We're friends, after all.
Yeah, we are.
I took a look around inside the ship just in case, but I didn't find anything that looked like it might be suspicious.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
You know, it wasn't until I left Calaglia that I finally realized just how big the world is.
When we tore down the wall in Calaglia, and I could finally see the horizon in the far-off distance, I had the exact same thought.
Yeah, somehow the sea is different though. I'm not sure just how to put it. It's almost as if it just goes on forever. I bet my old man would have been blown away by this view.
Yeah.
Ever since he died, I've been thinking about what it was that he was really trying to say to me at the end. I keep going over his words again and again. And heck, maybe I'm just overthinking it all. But still, sometimes I wonder if it could have turned out differently. If there was something I could have done. But no matter how much I play it back, I'm still no closer to finding any answers. And then there's everything with Rinwell. I stopped her from killing Almadria, but was that really the right thing to do? Or did I just end up making things harder for her? I feel like such a screw-up.
You're not the only one. I keep asking myself what Zephyr would have done had he been here. Like I think, how would Zephyr have handled Rinwell?
Yeah, I think he definitely would have stopped her. No doubt about it.
And that's exactly what you did, Law. I think he'd be really proud of you.
Alphen.
Zephyr's not the worst yardstick to measure ourselves against. Let's both do our best to make him proud.
Sounds like a deal. Thanks, Alphen.
Wonder how much longer it's going to be before... we catch up to Almadria. I'll ask Mahavar.
Look who's up! Good timing. We're closing in on her stern as we speak.
That's the ship? She's huge. Law, go gather the others, will you? Think you'll be able to flank them without getting spotted?
Yeah, with the fog as our ally, I think I might just pull it off. Long as we ain't too noisy, we should be okay.
What'll you do if they catch on to us?
Not much I can do. Ship that size, they'll probably blow us to bits before we ready cannons.
Persistent little things. Evidently, I shouldn't have spared the wretched vermin. Hungry already, my dear? Worry not, for you shall have plenty to feast upon shortly.
Perfect. You managed to get us right up beside them.
I'll stay with the ship so we can leave as soon as you're done.
Good. Then let's find Almadria.
Xian, I want to thank you.
What brought this on?
What you said helped to calm me.
Don't mention it.
Now that's what I call a ship!
Yeah. The biggest one in all of Mahag-Sar. So big that it took years to construct.
For all we know, Kelzelik may well have been smuggling materials to help build it. In which case it would be yet another mistake on my part.
We don't know that she was only getting materials from Menancia.
You think it's possible that they might have come from elsewhere too? Yeah, I guess I could see it.
But what do you think Almadria plans to do from here on out, now that she's abandoned her realm and sailed out to sea?
She'll be filling her coffers with gold, most likely. Then she'll sit back and enjoy the show as the other lords duke it out. Or something to that effect, at least.
I wouldn't put it past her.
She's strong, yet shrewd, and will stoop to any low. A dangerous one indeed.
She's not the first, and she won't be the last. This is a lord we're talking about, remember?
Sounds like you've made up your mind already.
There was never anything to decide. No one who can smile like that while doing what she did deserves to roam free.
Yeah, you're right.
This might not be the best time, but if you have a minute. That mask of yours, it was shattered by a blow from Balsef when you fought back in Calaglia, correct?
Yeah, thanks for the reminder. I thought I was a goner.
Balsef's brute strength was in a league all its own. Yet half the mask remains. It's remarkably durable. Too durable to be Danon in origin.
Xian said the same thing. As if the fact I was wearing it meant there had to be more to me than met the eye.
You recalled your name when the mask broke, I hear.
Yeah, that's right. Although to tell you the truth, I'm a little scared what might happen when I lose the remaining half. Then again, the idea of not doing something because I'm afraid scares me even more. That's why I go on fighting.
Only he who first faces the night catches a glimpse of the dawn.
Come again?
It's nothing. Forget I said anything.
No backing down!
I'm going in!
Bring him down!
Infernal turret!
Leave the ensnaring to me.
Yeah! And the pummeling to me!
Infernal turret!
Fire support!
Try harder! Swallow blade! Swallow blade! Swallow blade! Try harder!
Now we're
Healing circle!
Try this! Infernal turret!
Let's keep our eyes on the prize.
It'll be a breeze. Get in, get out.
I see one, eh?
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
I'll have to take my revenge on you!
Now you see what I can do.
Swallow blade! Try this! Look sharp!
Lightning fire blade.
This should come in handy when crafting weapons.
Got it! That went well.
Are you okay? You're not too tired, are you?
Nope, I'm fine. Let's keep moving.
Get lost!
Slash!
Get
Try this!
Talon
Infernal
Hurricane!
turret!
Glimmer I'll be saving this one!
You picked the wrong fight!
Here!
Swallow blade!
Here's
Try
a
this!
hero!
Dance! Infernal turret! Thanks!
More with that down!
Slash! Infernal turret! Swallow blade! Infernal turret!
Tectonic punch!
Slash!
Will this help?
Storm!
Damn it! It's too fast!
Stand back. I'll trip it up.
Swallow blade!
Lunar Cross! Not on my watch!
That's the spot.
Down
Storm!
Slash! Try this!
Radiant energy!
Slash!
Raging cascade!
Glacial spear!
Here's
blade!
the now! I'll be saving this one!
Slash! Now!
Eat this!
Lightning orb!
Everyone hanging in there?
I think I'll try to make that new recipe with this.
All right, but I'll decide how spicy it is.
Try this!
I'm trying to
Sora's too strong.
split it open!
Be my guest!
Healing Arc Seal! Glacial
Dragon
Spear!
Tail!
Pierce the Evil! Raging
Swallow
Storm!
Blade! Try this! Infernal Torrent!
Don't get careless.
Hi, Hoodle!
Try this! Swallow Blade! You picked the wrong fight!
First aid!
Swallow Blade!
No shield can stand up to these fish!
Swallow Blade!
On my watch!
We're not fighting! Swallow Blade! My shield!
Where are you going?
Dragon Shell!
I'll bring you back from death to bit.
Denied! Eagle
Raging Storm!
In a bind?
Lunar Corruption!
Not done yet.
Eat this!
Swallow Blade! Out of the way!
Here you are! Thank you.
Try this!
I felt better, that's for sure. I won't forgive you!
Anything in order of a showdown between blade and fist!
I owe you one.
Water! Here's my call! Leave the torch! Here! Flame of Fury!
Blade!
Death Blossom!
Raging Storm!
Now we're not-
Here! Swallow's Flight!
Rising Wyvern!
I'm ready!
Swallow Blade!
Raging Storm! Freeze
Rising
Viper!
Wyvern! First strike!
Light
You're on!
Excellent! Raging
Slash!
Cascade!
Dragon Try this!
Radiant Flare!
Infernal Torrent!
Our work is done here. Let's move.
I'm right behind you, Shion.
Little help! Let me help!
I can carve through
My shield! Try this!
Infernal Torrent!
Swallow Blade!
You'll pay for what you did!
Swallow Blade!
Light Excellent!
Ignore! We're not finished!
It does it!
Infernal Torrent! Chill!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
Here's a healing arc!
Swallow Blade!
Raging Cascade!
Fang Blast!
They've really got us on the ropes.
Don't forget to heal your wounds.
Go no further!
Stop them!
It does it!
You'll have no mercy!
Got you now!
Here!
Slash, will ya?
Healing support!
Swallow Blade!
Eagle Fly!
Now!
Slash, remove!
Astral Energy!
Say no more.
Lunar Corruption!
Swallow Dance!
Swallow Blade! Try this! Infernal Torrent! Ignore!
Light Astral Dance in the
Now
wind!
you see what I can do!
Try
Air
this!
Thrust sighted!
All hands
Only
here
done
again!
Rising Wyvern!
by the power of Arc!
Swallow Blade!
This world! Arc Shield!
Try this!
Not on my watch!
I'm on it! This is looking good! I owe you one! Try
Eagle
this!
Fly!
Infernal Torrent!
Flight!
Swallow Blade!
Sighted!
Swallow
I'm
Blade!
only getting
Try
started!
this!
Clear and flame!
Rising Wyvern!
Energy dance in the wind!
You're on!
Air Thrust!
Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
Here's a healing arc! I can't heal you forever!
Say no more!
I'm reaching my limit, you guys.
Damn. Guess we better be extra careful.
Never seen anything like it.
It's an authentication key. They're quite common.
Maybe where you're from, but this is new to me.
It might go in an elevator somewhere. We should test it out.
Like this should be easy.
I'm on it! Inferno turret! Swallow blade!
Where are you going?
Try this! Inferno turret! Try this!
I'll be the can't heal you forever.
Swallow blade! This one's all mine!
Thank you.
Leave the ensnaring to me.
You're ours! Eat this! Swallow blade! Try this! Inferno turret! Swallow blade!
Glacial spear.
Now you see what I can do! I'm on it! Inferno turret! Glitter dragon! Do it!
Astral energy.
Say no more! They've really got us on the ropes.
Don't forget to heal your wounds.
These don't seem like your run-of-the-mill Zugos the Lennons usually keep around.
Indeed. I believe it's safe to assume these were used in her experiments.
They certainly look as twisted as her.
Even here. Hi, Doodle! You all!
The rebels! Stop! You will make a fool of me! Swallow blade!
I'm the hero gunslinger around here!
I see one! In an instant! Impact block! Got fire!
I've got this! Let a marksman handle it!
Split it open! Be my guest! Infernal turret!
I'll be saving this one!
Out of the way!
An astral arm?
That's my cue!
Shut him down!
Swallow blade!
Hear my call! Tempest!
This one's all Swallow blade!
Both now! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
Slot back, will you? Try this! Not today! Like you!
Will this
Infernal
work?
turret! I can carve through armor!
Healing circle!
Infernal turret! Swallow blade!
I never miss!
I owe you one! Infernal turret!
Denied!
Dust to dust!
Here's a healing arc!
In a bind?
Infernal turret! You slash! First strike! I'll end you! Go away! This one's all mine! You picked the wrong fight! Swallow blade! Try this! Infernal turret! Swallow blade!
Do it!
Totally! In an instant! Impact block!
Lady Fortune must truly be watching over me.
Dance in the wind! Here's evil! Photon, dance in the wind!
Pesky airborne scoundrels!
Sounds like a job for you, truly! Dance in the wind!
The enemy wields arts too.
You'll soon see about that! Evil!
Try this!
Ice Handler! Lightning Orb! More with the light wall!
Watch this!
Sweet dreams! Healing Circle! Here goes! Hey, that... With this, I can become even stronger!
That's no ordinary.
Looks like trouble! Together, we got this!
Do it!
I won't show you any mercy! Look sharp! Lightning
Tiger
Blade!
Here's a healing arc! Photon Flash!
Any more of this and I'll burn out! Thanks! There!
Lunar Corruption!
This one's all mine!
Here, let me up! Lightning Condense!
I owe you one!
Capture! Water! Hear my... Ball hit! Spread! Laser Spear! Here's evil!
Burn!
This one's mine!
Portal Blade!
Tunnel! Prepare me!
Can't get out of this!
Big Blast!
Burn up! Water! Hear my call!
This should do it!
Raging Campaign!
I'll smash you!
Ready!
Portal Blade!
Radiant Condense!
Try this!
Not on my watch! Laser Spear! Here's evil!
Portal Blade!
Here! There! Pounce
Portal Blade!
It's time to finish this! Die! Consuming wildfire! Here's a healing!
Try this!
Now I'm in the groove! Here's evil! Dance in the wind!
Portal Blade!
Air thrust! Light astral energy!
Portal Blade! Prepare to be sealed! Eat this!
Ready to go!
Can't get out of this!
I'll stop its charge! Thanks, Kisara! Here's a healing arc!
You shouldn't have messed with me!
Not done yet!
Laser Spear! Here's evil!
Portal Blade! Try
Raging
this!
Freeze Laser!
Infernal Current!
Sorry, this one's
You'll
mine!
pay for that! I'll smash you! Swallow Blade! Slash! I'm on it! Swallow Blade! Slash! Swallow Blade!
I may have bit off more than I could
Rising
chew.
Wire! Mirage! Slash! First strike! Talon Storm!
A new lead charges to move. Far enough! First aid!
Kiss some!
Here I go!
Take this!
Hold nothing back! Ignite!
Reload!
Hurricane! Rising Wyvern! Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
Lightning! Hear me! Flame
Swallow
of fury!
Blade!
Burning!
No further!
Water! Hear my call!
Over?
I'll bring you back from death's abyss! Resuscitation! Here,
I owe
let me
you.
help!
Swallow Blade! Infernal Torrent!
Here's a healing arc! First aid!
Ready and rare! You see what happened there is you crossed me. Shouldn't have done that.
I'll smash you! Slash!
Is this it?
I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw!
Here, let me help! ready! Do it! Go for it!
Prepare to crumble!
Hey, anyone else think this might be a touch too dangerous?
Ridwell's right. We should fall back to regroup and try again later.
Looks like some solid equipment. Do you sense one of your friends, Noodle?
A barrier. That may indicate Almadria is near.
Then we've got to find a way to get through somehow.
Let's see if we can find something that'll release it.
What is that huge flower-looking thing up there? Is that the ship's engine?
Indubitably. As one might expect, large ships require large engines in order to sail.
And if we destroyed it?
We might well sink the ship. Who knows if we would be able to escape before that happens.
Almadria sure has been busy since the contest began.
This isn't Almadria's doing.
You mean she didn't build this?
The body, yes. However, my guess is that the engine comes from a starship.
A starship? As in one of those vessels used to go to and from Lenegus?
Correct. The technology employed on Lenegus and in starships is more advanced than anything in our daily lives. Almadria may be resourceful, but she could never produce an engine like this on her own.
You mean to tell me we've got even bigger enemies waiting for us up in the sky? Ugh, my head hurts just thinking about it.
Don't worry about that for now. Just focus on taking care of Almadria.
They really don't give up, do they?
You've got the spirit!
In here! I'll be saving
Try
you!
this! In an instant! Impact block!
A comfortable win.
This might go well in that new recipe.
Can't wait to see what you make.
You're the one making it.
Hi, Hoodle!
Now you'll learn!
Here's evil!
Infernal turret!
Gale force!
Take down their defenses! I see what it is!
Lethal assault! That's my cue!
Armor won't save you!
Shut him down!
My shield! Infernal turret!
Watch this!
We're not ready! You're mine!
Power the hurricane!
Ignore!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
Step back! This one's all lost!
Let's dispose of the trash.
Now!
Dance in the wind!
Swallow blade!
Feel! You think that shield will save you?
The rebels! Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno! Slash! Try this! Hey, try this!
Here's evil! This one's mine!
We're not finished!
You won't get away with that! There!
Try this!
Sleep now! Not in your dreams! Will this help?
Rip and tear! Burn in hell! You won't make a fool of me!
I really Armor won't save
Watch
Watch
this!
Far enough! I can only rely on this. In here!
No further!
I'm not saving this one!
Swallow blade!
Glacial spear! Can't see more! More where that came from!
Swallow blade! Infernal turret!
Dance in the wind! Healing air thrust!
Mirage!
Like astral dance in the wind! Air thrust! I can only rely on this.
Infernal Piston! Not today! Why you swallow blade!
Evil assault! Into the field!
In an instant! Impact block!
Any injuries?
Little help!
Swallow blade! Try this! Infernal turret!
Let me help! Come on! Gale force! I never miss!
Swallow blade!
Dance in the wind! Air
It's almost too strong!
Split it open!
Be my guest!
Far enough!
Do it! Double me! In an instant! Impact block!
Here, let me help!
First strike!
I can carve through armor!
Like steel!
Now! Astral energy!
Say no more!
Seems about right to me.
You're saying we should check the owl forest? Go no further!
Infernal turret! Slash! Swallow blade!
Getting started!
Try harder! First strike! Swallow blade!
In the groove!
The enemy wields art too.
We'll soon see about that!
Rip and tear! Swallow blade! Infernal turret! Slash!
Glacial spear!
Try this! Infernal turret!
Leave a charge to me!
Swallow blade!
I'm on a roll, man!
In an instant! Impact block!
Our work is done here. Let's move.
I'm right behind you, Shion.
Swallow blade! Try this! Infernal turret!
Let me help.
I'm on it! Strike! I'll run you through!
Radiant
Infernal
storm.
turret! Crumble!
Dance to
Strike!
the wind.
Rising wyvern!
Feel.
Mirage!
I'll be saving this one. Light astral energy. War without
Leave the
you.
ensnaring to me.
Yeah. And the fun one's mine.
Strike!
Light astral energy.
Strike! Eagle fly! Rising wyvern! Mirage! Strike! Swallow blade!
Watch this. Light astral energy.
Swallow
Let me
blade!
help. First strike.
I owe you one.
Oh! Now I'm real mad!
Swallow blade!
Here I go.
Rising wyvern!
All good things come to an end.
Onward and upward.